Let's go! Another day. And so, um, stuff's starting to happen now on this channel, on this journey. And people are hitting me up left and right. And, my boss, not the old boss, but the boss before that, he's like, we're gonna have lunch sometime next week, I think. And someone hit me up yesterday and to check out her podcast interview. Just when I was on social media, when I was on Instagram, I followed all these like inspirational people that would always get after it with like running, the Ironman community, the just people that like won't push themselves. And so this person who I followed on Instagram, which I haven't used Instagram in a while, texted me out of the blue. Pretty good runner, runs ultras, Ironmans, like fast, definitely faster than me and more in shape than me, especially now. Like I trying to get back in there. And so I listened to the podcast and it was inspiring and it makes me just want to get back after it and start training, start building up the lungs, the speed, the cardio. Of course, while still like strength training and getting big and that hybrid lifestyle. So yeah, got inspired with that. Grateful she said that. Kind of like inspired, lit the fire back up to like really want to start training again. And there's a 100-miler, I think, where she lives, Washington, that she does every year. And I'm like, hey, one of my bucket list goals is like run a race with all these like inspiring people. So she's like, yeah, you should do it next year. And if you want a place to stay, I got you. And so hopefully maybe next year, 2025, I'll be running with an inspiration of mine, a 100-miler. Definitely need to get back into the ultra distances and trail running in the mountains and all that. So I have a ways to go, but I got time to get on her level or even close to her level of in shapeness. But yeah, she's also on the podcast. She's been through a lot. Just, I think we all have been through some sort of struggles and like training for Ironman Kona, like the big one, the World Championships. She got ran over or by this car, and so she had to like start from scratch. So everybody's got some sort of inspiring story that I just get inspired by. So yesterday, I visited the mom. Olive, don't scratch that. Nope. Anyway, yeah, I visited the mom with autism, and she's just been going through a lot. And listening to her story and what she's been through. Last time I've seen her like 2 years ago. Just what she has to deal with her husband, but like having to stay together because of the kids, and he just kind of like doing his own thing, and he's in like South Dakota, but she has now no one to take care of the kid, the other kids in Harrisonburg doing their thing. The kid with autism, nonverbal, and she's just not ready to like let go of him and put him in like some, what's it called? I don't know. So like at least like it's like, I don't know exactly what I'm trying to say, but I'm gonna help her out, getting back into not like I was never not working. I still did my deliveries, I made money, but this is like an official job, you could say. When I used to work the restaurant, and then in the evenings I would help out. So I'm gonna like recertify with the wall residences, which I think pays $18 an hour. Olive, you're ruining the focus. Anyways, yeah. So, getting back into that. So that'll be maybe like 3 days a week. I can do deliveries Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So I can still do deliveries. Gonna really stack up this year. That's the goal, like stack up. Like 10,000, maybe 20,000, just grind. Put my head down and grind. In shape wise and money wise. And then after that, slowly get into trading and more studying, less grinding. Well, grinding, studying wise. But always stay on the NoFap, the semen retention, all these things are starting to happen. People are hitting me up. Not necessarily, well, like those two people, it was like a good hit up, if that makes sense. But like the bad hitting ups, it's like I'm getting these opportunities to hook up, and I've never had much opportunities in the past. It's like that animalistic side of me is still wanting that fleshy desire and pleasure. And I know pleasure ultimately leads to dissatisfaction. And I just don't want to live a life of pleasure. I get pleasure from like the like pushing myself and discomfort. I don't get pleasure from the fleshy desires of like the human body, the sweets, the junk food, the processed foods. I don't get pleasure from those. I mean, I don't know what I'm trying to say. This video is all over the place. Anyways, going back to work. Not that I haven't been working, but that's kind of exciting because I'll be helping out her, and she can talk a lot, but I'm always a good listener. I've always found myself being like a strong, just listen. I think it's important to have a skill of listening, and of course, saying your opinion here and there, but I think listening is an important skill to have. And I have these days where I'm like, if I don't think about drinking water, I don't drink that much water. Hold up, is that a hairpiece? I gotta maybe shave some of my long hair. Anyways, because I haven't been drinking that much water, I'm getting these dots. I need to just wash my face more, and got the smoothie right here. Frozen fruit, bananas, almond milk, and peanut butter. Trying to gain that weight, that strength, because every day I gotta get back on it. I really do. But yeah, it's a nice day. Probably going to go run / slow jog because I'm just inspired. I need to finish the rest of that podcast by that person. But I'm inspired. I'm inspired to get after it again. And I've been in a rut for a good amount of this streak and a good amount of the few days. Like I'll do my pull-ups and push-ups every now and then, but like I said, there's no consistency. There needs to be like a daily, everyday, non-negotiable consistency. And it takes like a week before it kind of like gains that momentum, or I gain that momentum. But maybe I should just start, like I used to, my pull-ups and push-ups as a form of accountability for myself. Day 1, day 2, day 3, and how many I do every day. I gotta do at least something every day, right? For myself. Like this channel is like a documentation, a form of holding myself accountability for myself. And I will look back at all these videos. I know it. I'll look back and say, wow, I've either grown or haven't grown, or this is what I still need to work on, this is what I don't need to work on. Have a 48 hour coming up in March 22nd. So yeah, stuff's happening on this journey. Got to keep grinding, keep growing, keep overcoming temptations, leveling up, because if I can overcome sexual temptations, that base desire, then I can overcome anything. I know it. Like, I know it deep down. I have this knowingness to succeed. My definition of succeeding is just growth. Catch you all tomorrow for tomorrow's vlog. And yeah, we're at it. Day 77. Wow. Can't get complacent. Gotta keep going. Day 1 of running, day 1 of pull-ups, push-ups, and the plunge. The plunge is rough. The plunge really just affects me mentally because I'm like out of practice with the cold. So I'll really put it off. And then once it's dark, then I'm like, then it's so much harder because the sun's not out, and it's been rough. It's been rough trying to get myself to plunge. I'd do anything first before plunging. Plunging really is the biggest mental challenge so far. But yeah, let's finish this smoothie and get grinding on a Sunday. And catch you all tomorrow, I guess. And also, for the shorts, accountability and stuff, so if you don't see me post a short of how many pull-ups and push-ups I do every day, you gotta start holding me accountable, calling me a little bitch, because I need that tough love sometimes. Although I don't accept advice and criticism, I'm not the best at it, I need some tough love. I need to get grinding. Peace.